Good day, everybody. I'm Alicia Hatting, Customer Engagement Executive for SAP Africa. We are here today to discuss the exciting story of the Deloitte Africa digital transformation journey. Everyone is familiar with Deloitte as the biggest professional services firm in the world. Deloitte has over 280,000 professionals delivering services in audit, consulting, financial advisory, risk advisory, and tax in 150 countries and territories. Deloitte Africa operates within that global landscape servicing the Africa market. With that said, I'd like to warmly welcome Jen MacDonald, Chief Finance Officer of Deloitte Africa, and Antoinette Wagner, Chief Information Officer of Deloitte Africa. Jen, Antoinette, welcome.
Thanks, Alicia. It's really great to be here, and I'm really looking forward to sharing our story about what we're doing as Deloitte Africa to digitally transform our operations.
Agree, Jen. We are pleased to share our vision and how we use technology to support achieving this.
Thank you. So Jen, let's start with you. Can you provide a brief outline of Deloitte Africa and your key strengths?
Deloitte Africa is a combination of practices across 17 countries in Africa, but operating as one member firm within the Deloitte network. We have 28 offices and approximately 7,000 employees delivering audit, advisory, and tax-related services to a wide range of clients across industries. Now, globally for Deloitte, our vision or mission is to make an impact that matters. And as Deloitte Africa, that means being the undisputed professional services leader across the continent. From a key strength point of view, I would really say that one of our key strengths is our integration and our ability to operate as one member firm, across these 17 countries. Ultimately, we want to be able to service our clients seamlessly, and that enables us to do so across the countries that they operate in.
So Antoinette, can you describe the IT landscape of Deloitte Africa before embarking on this transformational journey?
The integration that Jen speaks of was the journey that brought different practices in East, West, Central, and Southern Africa together. These practices operated on different IT platforms and systems that proved challenging when trying to be one firm.
Jen, can you share how your digital transformation program for Deloitte Africa is supporting the organization's strategic priorities?
Sure, Alicia. So Deloitte Africa actually launched the program in 2017 called Moja. Now, the meaning of the word Moja in Swahili actually means one. And the idea or the vision of the program was to move our Africa operations onto one IT platform. And that would enable standardization, digitization, and automation of our end-to-end business processes. And ultimately, that would be an enabler to our Africa strategy and being one Africa member firm. Now, some of the outcomes of the digital transformation would include unlocking the power of our master data and giving those deep insights to our executive around our business and our clients, improving our user experience, optimizing our costs, and eliminating some of the manual interventions that we had in our consolidation and our reporting. To achieve this, we selected, as part of the infrastructure, a suite of cloud solutions from SAP and actually co-innovated those solutions with SAP, as you would know, over the last 2 years.
Antoinette, can you describe the rationale to adopt a cloud-first solution and how it is transformational for Deloitte Africa?
Cloud technologies has evolved enormously over the past few years, and it is the way forward. So by implementing cloud technologies in Deloitte Africa, we have embraced this revolution of cloud technologies, and we have realized benefits from this implementation, such as cost savings by using a subscription model, hardware and software upgrades that are managed by the supplier, resulted in less specialized skills and assets, Innovation and functionality being released on a quarterly basis allows us to keep pace with technology advancements. The SAP Cloud products that we selected are largely public cloud solutions, which is contributing to these cost savings and benefits, which an on-prem solution would have not provided.
Jen, can you elaborate on how these cloud solutions have supported your business transformations?
So I think before I go into what cloud solutions we selected and implemented, it's really important to note that this wasn't just a system implementation. You know, we, as Deloitte Africa, didn't just take our old system and replace it with a new one. We actually, as part of the journey or part of the program, transformed our end-to-end business processes. And as I've said before, you know, to achieve that standardization, automation, and digital transformation of our whole landscape. So the solutions that we selected to achieve this was firstly the S/4HANA, public cloud as our core ERP system. That provided for us the core finance, also the professional services to manage our engagements, and also the procure to pay. That then, using or leveraging off the SAP Cloud Platform, we were able to integrate that into our legacy or our in-house custom-built CRM system. And that helped us maintain data integrity and one version of the truth from a client master data point of view. For further integration benefits, we then selected SuccessFactors to manage our HR data and our HR function. We selected Concur Cloud to manage our employee expense claims across the organization. And we also selected or added on the scope of advanced resource management in S/4HANA Cloud to manage our resource scheduling for Deloitte Africa. So this integration across the solutions actually supports those end-to-end business processes for Africa and also helps us maintain a data philosophy that there's only ever one version of the truth. So over and above the solutions actually supporting the end-to-end business processes, we recognized the need that we needed an overarching reporting layer or reporting framework that was able to report across the solutions and give that insight to our executive and our leadership. So we selected the BW4HANA Cloud as our data management layer that basically sits on top, and then selected the SAP Analytics Cloud as our visualization layer, or BI layer. And that has worked really well to kind of provide the right framework and provide those insights to our executives. So these solutions now really, the processes plus the reporting all work together. And for the first time, really, we are able to, at our fingertips, get Africa-wide reporting, both on a consolidated and a disaggregated level. And that really helps us, with that insight that I'm talking about. There have certainly been challenges along the way, but again, the foundations that we've built, I believe, are solid, and we're only going to build further on that in the future.
Absolutely. Antoinette, who was the system implementation partner on this ambitious project?
As Jen mentioned, this was a business-led project, which included Deloitte Consulting as the systems implementation partner. Jen will take us through the governance structures a bit later, but our consulting practice has significant experience and a very positive track record for implementing SAP solutions at clients, and therefore they were the logical choice to be the implementation partner on this project.
Just to add, that Deloitte Africa is actually the first organization to actually implement this set or the suite of SAP Cloud solutions. Am I right, Alicia?
Yes, that is correct.
So essentially making us really the first, truly intelligent enterprise, in your own words. So this really gave our consulting practice the opportunity to be leading edge when it came to cloud implementations and ultimately be able to support our own clients in that space with their own system implementations.
How did you get all the various Deloitte Africa countries to buy into your business strategy?
This was a business-led program. It was approved by our Africa Executive Committee and Africa Board, just on the basis that it, supported our overall, underlying Africa strategy, and the business case really did speak for itself. The governance structure on Moja consisted of a steerco with myself as the project director, Antoinette as our CIO, and then consulting as our implementation partner. But over and above that, we had our Chief Operating Officer, Mike Jarvis, as our executive sponsor, and then also our Chief Operating Officers from each of our businesses, our service lines, as well as our regions, East Africa and West Africa. And that ultimately gave them input from a business perspective. It was part of their role on the program to actually then drive the implementation into their businesses.
How was the collaboration between Deloitte as a system integrator and SAP services set up?
Co-innovation was a key element on this project, and Deloitte partnered with SAP through a co-innovation agreement where we built on the initial solution. We had buy-in and support from SAP executives to make this a success.
How have you managed to move to the cloud and fitting your processes to the standard cloud offering?
You know, this project involved a full overhaul of our end-to-end business processes. Selecting SAP Cloud as the solution, meant taking those business processes and working within the best practices and processes of S/4HANA Cloud. The cloud solution does actually allow, limited customization and extensibility options. And that, together with the co-innovation agreement that Antoinette was talking about, really helped us, make this a fit-for-purpose solution for Deloitte Africa. Change management then was a big element of the project, and honestly one that was and still is a challenge, but not unexpected given the level of change that we actually introduced into the business. And despite the level of change that we did introduce, we did maintain business continuity, and that was a critical success factor for the project.
So Jen, how does SAP help Deloitte to become an intelligent enterprise?
We've already touched on why it is important for Deloitte Africa to have one common IT platform. But being an intelligent enterprise really for me means taking it to the next level of digital transformation. And that means embedding artificial intelligence, robotics, process automation, and machine learning into our business processes. Several of our business processes have already been transformed by this automation. So some practical examples are, our expense claim process, which was previously completely manual, is now fully automated and digitized. We also have a robot that supports our billing process, and a number of our back office processes are using the embedded intelligence in S4. We are now on a journey to adopt more of the automation that already exists in the S4HANA solution, and also looking forward to the new innovation and the quarterly releases and functionality that's coming out. I think, as Antoinette mentioned earlier, one of the really important things, or one of the things that made us select the solution, was the idea of this continual advancement and innovation. No longer, or gone are the days of upgrading your solution every 4 years to get new functionality. We get it every quarter. And so actually keeping up with the innovation is our new challenge.
Antoinette, from an IT support perspective, how do you keep up with all the innovation from SAP?
Initially, this was a major concern for me. Keep on supporting a solution that keeps on changing regularly. So I believe that you need to be part of this change. You need to be part of the co-innovation. You need to be part of the co-innovation forums so that you can understand what the impact will be on your business and on your solution. Post our implementation, we had an Innovation Day workshop with SAP where we unpacked the roadmap going forward and also the planning for the next 12 months.
As the CFO of Deloitte Africa, has this implementation changed the way you run your finance function?
Definitely. So, a full finance transformation project actually went hand in hand with the Moja implementation, or was part of the Moja program. Historically, I managed a very decentralized finance function, naturally because we had decentralized systems. The common platform now supports an Africa Shared Service Center, an Africa Business Partner Structure, and an Africa Center of Excellence. So governance, oversight, standardization of processes have all come with the implementation. Our consulting division, once again, actually assisted us with the finance transformation project.
Antoinette, any other innovations on the roadmap for Deloitte?
we are driving more optimized reports through the SAP Analytics Cloud. We are definitely focusing on robotics, like Jen mentioned, machine learning, predictive analytics. But as I mentioned, as part of the SAP Innovation Day, we have identified some of these initiatives that we will drive for the next 6 to 12 months. We are also reviewing the travel and booking module of Concur, and we want to implement that to support our staff from a mobility point of view.
Is there any advice that you would give to other organizations to go onto or considering going onto the same journey?
A couple of things. Firstly, I think any transformation of this nature needs to be led by the business. That's critical for embedding the change and basically changing the landscape that you operate in. Secondly, you need a good system integrator. Consulting was our implementation partner, but they're going to be with you at the cold phase, working through this journey. So it's really good that it's really important that you select somebody who you can trust. I think from a data point of view, never underestimate the amount of time and energy and resources that you need to put into, cleansing your data and making sure you have a clean data migration. We did have challenges in that space, and it's perhaps something I would have, put more energy into, in hindsight. Change management, change programs and making sure that, the users actually adopt the new solution is very critical. And I think if you select, the cloud solutions, as, your technology, you need to embrace what cloud has to offer, but also understand, that you might need to adapt your own business processes to fit within, the cloud framework. And I think that's a huge mind shift or change that you need to be aware of before you go on this journey. And I think, lastly, just good luck for anybody. Give me a call.
Antoinette, Jen, on behalf of SAP, we can't thank you enough for joining us today. Your story is exciting, it is a journey, and we look forward to many more stories in the future. So thank you again.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia.